Hey, hey! Oh, that's what's going on.
It's probably
Leave
my...
Jared. There we go.
It's only appropriate to start this episode with some context because we actually tried to film it once and then Jared got a phone call.
That quite literally changed my life.
Yeah. When we started filming that episode, you weren't a dad, and now you are a dad.
Dude, this pod and this shootout and what we're doing is going to hold a very special place in my heart because, yes, when we first tried to film this, first off, we were having such a great time. We were just laughing and geeking out over tones. And that morning, I had to go to the doctor, and they said, they looked at my wife in an ultrasound. They said, this baby might need to come out. And she goes, just go do the pod. Nothing's going to happen today. You'll be fine. I was like, well, call me if anything happens. Mm-hmm. And then I thought I had my ringer on, dude.
It wasn't on. It was on vibrate.
Yeah, it was on vibrate, so that didn't help. And then she calls and says, we have to go to the hospital right now, which I think you have that footage.
I'm going to check your phone.
Yeah.
I think I saw it light up.
Oh, did it? Oh, shit, she said call me back. So let me call her really. Oh, she called me 3 times. Fuck. All right, you got to go to the hospital? It's time.
Nothing's wrong. Baby's fine, but they just said it's not worth the risk.
Holy fuck!
It's happening.
It's happening! Okay. All right, I'm coming home.
Okay.
All right, love you. Bye. Dude, I'm so fucking sorry.
Most epic podcast cut in history.
Listen,
Jared's
you guys.
gonna go have a baby, and
Listen.
then we'll resume this episode later.
My wife is pregnant, and I'm gonna go have a baby. Flash forward like 6 hours later, I was a dad. But with all that being said, the power of rock.
Dude, your tone is like 6% better after being a dad.
Yeah,
I've
dad
heard.
tone, dude. Yeah. Now when people say, "Oh, this guy's got dad tone," or he just listens like dad rock, it's kind of true, man. I can't say I don't, you know.
Dude, I got another little memento for you.
Oh, you son of a gun, dude! I love it.
Check it out. From Uncle T.
Uncle T, A, B, C, D. Dude, I'm going to put him in that later, dude. Oh, thanks, buddy.
He's ready to rock now officially.
That's so funny. A, B, C, D.
Little baby Jet.
All right, let's do this, bro.
So we have a Klon-centric episode for you. This is going to entail a shootout. It'll dabble in our history with the Klon Centaur.
Yeah.
What makes it so special or not special at all. And I have here a curated collection of Klon clones.
This is a serious collection, my guy.
I've spent years in Odyssey with the Klon Centaur, acquiring some of the greatest specimens that I could find, and these are apparently them. So we're going to go through these pedals, but first, Jared, I want to talk about the Klon Centaur, what it means to you. When did you first become aware?
That 4-letter word, man.
Klon.
Dude, I want to get that tattooed on me somewhere, I think. Okay, my whole backstory with the Klon started way back at the end of 2007. Long story short, I was going to Berklee in Boston. There was a kid there named Ricky. Don't know whatever happened to Ricky. Ricky, if you're watching this, what's up, man?
We all knew Ricky.
You know Ricky. But dude, he had the killer gear back then. Like, he had like a PRS. I don't know what I said last time, but I called it like a select.
A super select.
He had a super select PRS.
Private stock super select.
Private stock, crazy one. But I remember he ran 2 vibro verbs, and we were all like, whoa, dude. He listened to Mike Landau.
Dude, he's got that wet, dry, wet.
Yeah, dude, he's wet, dry, wet, dude. And we're over here with frontmen, Fender frontmen, dude.
Nice.
And he had a Klon. And I remember, I didn't even realize what it was all about, but he was telling us one day at lunch, he's like, yeah, dude, I ordered some other ones from this guy who makes them here in Boston, and he said he couldn't fill my order, and it's been like 6 months, and then he told me he was going to kill himself.
Oh.
And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? So I didn't think anything about it until flash forward, probably 2017, 2018, when I got to try a Klon out, and I was like, I've just been a tube screamer guy. I haven't delved that far into, different overdrives. Of course, I've tried them all. Right at this point, like a Rat. I remember I had that Satriani Remember
Oh, the
that
saturator?
Yeah, dude, I had a
Oh, I
saturator.
love that
dude.
pedal.
That's a killer pedal.
Forgot about
Wish
that
I still
one.
had it. MXR, Dunlop stuff, whatever. DS1s. But then when I found this, I was like, something about this. And since I play with my fingers, at this time it was like a perfect kind of like culmination. I remember a friend of mine in end of 2018, going into 2019, he actually let me borrow a Klon. He had like 5 of them, 5 silvers.
Just lending out Klons?
But all I remember is I played it and I hit that first note. You ever have it where you hit a note and you go, and it just keeps going?
Yeah.
It was one of those moments. And I was like, there's that magic feedbacky thing where all of a sudden, and it's not even like necessarily like, check this out, but it just happens and you like surprise yourself. That happened with the Klon. And I used it probably for like 2 years when he goes, hey man, I need that pedal back. Because I think because of you, man. I don't know who it was because of.
Well, that brings us around to my introduction because that was right around 2020.
Give me the scoop, dude.
I bought a Klon Centaur in the COVID times because we were all trapped inside, and I was just going through my laundry list of ideas because I had literally nothing else to do. And I just kept coming across, well, what is a Klon? What's the deal with the Klon? There were videos on YouTube detailing the history and what it is, its historical value to artists and things, but why it was so valuable was just because of how rare they are.
Yeah.
There's 8,000 or so ever made by hand. Bill Finnegan in Boston, in case you don't know the history of the Klon, there's your 101. But these are legendary pedals due to their rarity, so there's an exclusive context, and that is probably what attracted to me most, because I was looking through other famous rare pedals like a fuzz face or like an Arbiter fuzz, an old wah pedal like a
68 Vox script, which is like Hendrix issue. I think it comes back to like that. It's like Hendrix stuff. What did Hendrix play? What did Eddie Van Halen play? What did Stevie play? So like old TS9, old TS808s. Those are a lot of money now too.
So that's the conversation that the Klon is the king of. It's the holographic first edition Charizard.
Yeah, it really is,
of the
man.
guitar pedal world.
It really is.
And when I bought it, it was about $4,800. I think it came up to $5,000 after I'd pay the import duties from Luxembourg. That's where I bought it from. I've made, I thought, every video possible, but I've never really collaborated with such an avid Klon user as yourself.
Well,
You've been around the world with your
dude.
Klon, and that's pretty much all you use.
Well, yeah, that's all I use.
It's not just a gimmick to you. And
No.
we're going to explore what about the Klon can be considered a gimmick when we get to the shootout.
So this Klon that everyone's staring at right here, Joe Bonamassa gave me that Klon.
This one right here?
Yes. So after my friend took the one back, I was like, could you call it a Klon head? Like I was
You're
like,
a Klon head?
Yeah, you're like,
You were a
dude, I
Klon
need
head
that
before
tone.
you had a Klon.
Yeah.
That's how it happens.
I was like, I need that tone. So I went and got one of those. Have you heard of those Syria tones?
No.
They look just like it.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, cool. But there's something about it, love it or hate it. It's like playing a 59 Les Paul. It's like playing a 100-watt super lead, an original. When you have that, it gives you something else in your whole mind.
Of course, what you're doing right now is putting on display the absolute brainwash that we as gearheads
Drank it. I drank the Kool-Aid. I drank the Kool-Aid.
as long as we could. But what you're also describing is something very real, which is feeling that activates something different in your brain to play a certain way. It's not necessarily the sound is different, as we may foreshadowing. It's that the player is different because of whatever brain chemistry is happening because they clicked on a switch.
Yeah, it makes me hold my breath because it's like when the first time I played a real deal 50s gold top, a good one, and I played it on stage, and I just remember that feeling where I was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
The pearls in the treasure chest, man. And I remember I said to Joe, I called him desperately one day. I remember I was at home and I was like, "Hey, dude, do you have a Klon I can borrow for a little while? Because like you're the only person I know that would probably be like, yeah." And within 2 seconds, he's like, "Yeah, of course I do." He goes, I get the Klon, I bring it home, and I text Joe, and I'm like, I plug it in, and right away it was like I had my first hit again.
Nice.
And I was like, "Oh, that's the sound.
That's the stuff."
And then I texted him. I was like, "Dude, thank you so much. I will take care of this. Like, I won't let it out of my sight," kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And I said, if you'd ever, want to sell it or whatever, maybe down the road I could finance it.
Yes.
And
I'll give you $1 a day for the rest of my life.
7,500 days.
Something. What are they worth now? Like 5 to 10 grand?
We'd have to look it up. Probably something like that. But then he texts me back and he goes, I was about to go on the road myself, and he goes, hey, dude, listen, the money that you'd spend on a Klon will do better for you actually having your tour be a success. The Klon is a gift from me.
Wow.
And I couldn't believe it.
What a guy.
What a guy. So I love you, Joe. Thank you, Joe. That's the story of that Klon. So that also is like now a personal, you know what I mean?
This is a silver-faced Klon, or just a silver no-horsey Klon.
Is that what you call it? I don't know.
I don't know if there's a proper name, a silver Klon. I have a golden horsey.
You got the big doggy.
I don't know. I think there's an even bigger Centaur than this, which is a long tail. This is technically a
Okay, hold on. Tell the people what that means.
Well, this is a short tail. It's kind of cut off, you can see. This one is emulating a long tail, this little baby. We'll go through what these pedals are in a moment, but yeah, there's an even longer extension of the Klon Centaur tail on the artwork, and mine is a shorter one, but still, I think, sought after.
Oh yeah, so we have a silver, like that, and then there's a gold, which is no logo. Then there's like a bronze, it's even like a dark, almost like a penny-looking color. Yours right there, which is our horsey short tail. Then we have a horsey long tail in gold, and then we have a silver horsey long tail,
which is the rarest.
I'm pretty sure that's the rare dog.
Silver horsey.
Those
is
never
the rarest
come up.
Dog.
A friend, rarest horse.
Rarest pony.
That's the show pony, dude.
Yeah.
A friend of mine was like, "What is your tone?" And I think at this point I was playing to like a 5150. Like an Eddie head, and I had that, and I had a Les Paul, and I was like, it's literally, I turned the pedal off, and it was just kind of like regular amp sound, and I was like, it's that pedal.
Yeah.
That night, he told me, he's like, dude, I went and bought a silver horsey, and I was like, yeah, how much did that run you? I want to say he probably paid, I think he said close to 10.
10 grand.
Yeah.
The rarest of the horses.
I don't even think that there's anything different whatsoever in the genetics. It's only the way that it looks.
Right. Let's show the people, or if you're listening, we'll let you hear what exactly the Klon is, what it does. We have a Fender Princeton, and we have a Marshall JCM 800.
Nice.
We can switch between amp sounds, because the Klon does something different to a clean amp versus a preamp overdriven sound. So we'll just start with the Princeton. Yeah, just describe how you would adjust your tone with a clean amp and a Klon.
Okay, since I'm an absolute derelict who has no morals or higher society things, I would probably push this amp as hard as it would go.
Yes, it would go all the way up.
It'd go all the way up, and then I'd pop the Klon on. It just depends what the amp gives me. I mean, I've had it where I go on a stage, literally plug in the Klon. It's like I use that almost as an amplifier on, even if an amp, you're playing through a bad amp, because it's like, oh man, I gotta play through this, I don't even know it. But on the fly, you can.
It just overrides.
It overrides.
With sweet tone.
Exactly. It overrides with syrup.
So this will give us a very clear idea of what the Klon's actually doing, and then we'll put it in the Marshall, which is more of a traditional way you would use it.
So right now, here's our tone from. A little bit of reverb. That's great. So let's see what the Klon does. You want to? Hello. To my ears right away. Click that thing off.
Gives so much life to it, but really enhances what the amp is already giving you.
Yes.
Which is a beautiful, clean, I love that amp, the Fender Princeton.
Amazing, by the way.
It just turns up all the goodness of the amp, which I think is what every Klon clone tries to do, is emulate that feeling of giving you the amp sound that you love already, and just enhancing it, make it a little easier to play. It seemed like your dynamics were so much more articulate.
Yeah, so even like on a player level where, and I'm not even gonna say just the OG does this, because whatever, but when you click that pedal on, it all of a sudden just gave me like that extra juice, but also like I was playing this and I started to,
and that's not just a volume boost. There's something magical in the mid-range.
Oh yeah. Let's say I'm playing like something bluesy in this amp right here, and I'm on the neck pickup. Now this doesn't sound bad. Give me some Klon, dude. It's like it makes everything a little bit easier to play, and also like it just hones in on certain frequencies that are super pleasant to hear.
And as we push the gain up, we were at about 10 o'clock. So we'll start, you can start grooving at 10 o'clock and I'll move it on up.
So here's where I was. What's happening too, I hope it's being translated, but it's not turning anything brill or sharp or like, oh man. It just feels right under your fingers.
So we're dangerously close to the sweet spot of what most people will say is in the Klon pedal, which is gain around 2 o'clock. This is what I've read, Klon Centaur lore. Centaur? We have...
Centaur?
There's actually a little mark on yours too. So if you notice, look at here. You see on mine, there's that little mark. I was there when I got it. But this is about the range, right?
Is there a little mark on mine?
There's a little one, but yours is a little further up. I don't know if I'm just discovering these, like seeing what I want to see, or if every Klon has a different mark on it, and that's where you got to put the gain knob.
Bro, I watched this movie last night, and he has to examine this book this guy bought. It's like supposedly written by the devil.
Yeah.
There's only 2 other in existence, but he's going into it and looking into all these little parallels, and they're like, not all 3 of them are the same. There's little marks, and where the marks are. The same shit with the Klon, dude.
So your sweet spot, it's generally around 1 to 230, and we'll hear what that sounds like. And this is generally where you'll hear the clipping at its potential, I suppose.
And remember, we're going through a really, really clean amp. I'm getting the clip. You're on that clip zone, dude.
Dude, it is your spot. I'm telling you.
You know, I never noticed that. And for me to play with my fingers and pop, it has a bounce, dude. Once you hit that sweet spot, it's like when you get a car that like runs really good, like an old car, and then you're like, all right, 65, 66, I'm in the zone.
Yeah.
It runs
It's just
good.
purring.
Yep.
Just for fun, we'll see what the max gain just feels like. I'll go slowly up to max.
Here's our regular sound.
Here you go.
It's insane.
Man, it's its own amp.
It's insane, the range. And I think that I fully drank the Kool-Aid, and I'll admit it, but you can't deny that, how cool that is. And the other part about this, that pedal, I don't know the exact serial number offhand. I'm not like Rick Nielsen where he's like T9433. But that's from the mid-90s, and they say like the Klon was one of the first boutique pedals.
Yes.
So think about it, like easily 30 years old, built by hand, and it just does that. Like price aside, and like lore aside, that's a great pedal.
That's just a pedal anyone would like to own,
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that we have many, 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 many clones that have come out on our markets for really, I think, maybe since that kind of Klon resurgence in the...
Yeah, I blame you a little bit, bro.
I take responsibility.
Yeah, you're one of the punks.
I'm glad to be part of it, and I didn't know what was happening.
But your video too, I remember watching it during the pandemic where the dude from JHS, Josh,
Yes.
he pops in, he's like partying. I was like, this is gold.
That was one of my favorites. He got
That's
the
so
original
hilarious,
first
dude.
Klon. He's a great dude. The thing about the Klon for me is you could say that I represent the posers of the world. The people who know nothing. Like, I don't go out and use it on stage necessarily. I use it in my own stage, put it that way. But my interest in the Klon, my perspective was, I don't know anything about this other than that it's rare and all my favorite guitar players or guitar heroes use it. So there has to be something about it, and discovering through the lens of somebody who really doesn't know much beyond what you can find on the internet, I think was really the impetus for me going down the Klon rabbit hole.
Yes.
Klon Centaur hole.
I'm gonna, that sounded weird. I'm gonna say this though, you're not a poser, bro, because watching you in that video when you plugged it in and you started to play, I saw the excitement translate.
You saw the light in my eye?
Yeah, dude, I saw you have that little look in your eye. You know,
It's
it was
flickering.
like it was like your first time with the Klon, and I saw it, dude, and I know it.
So can we, really quick, before we get to the full Clone Shootout, can we just compare yours and mine?
Great
Our
idea.
clones.
You want to compare?
You want to compare clones? Put everything at noon
Yep.
to start. And we're going to go back and forth. 1 will be my Klon, 2 is Jared's. So
Okay, here we go.
Start with 1. I don't know if anybody, those were 2 back-to-back. If you're watching, then you could see. If you're listening, you probably didn't hear much of a difference. I didn't really.
I didn't really hear any difference. You kind of turned my gain up a hair, I feel like, to match yours.
Yeah, I might have given you either a little bit much or a little less. But they feel exactly the same.
They feel, and under the fingers, like I couldn't, if I was standing on stage playing and you're in the back like, hey, I wouldn't know.
Yes.
I really wouldn't know because they have the same breath. And now here's that other part of it. Like as we start to compare clones, I'm lucky to have one of these originals and lucky to play it. And I will do so as long as I'm able to have it. But that's not to say any of these are bad pedals or anything.
No, you don't need a Klon. Let's make that very clear.
That original circuit, it's something so amazing that I think that's why it's celebrated so much. And with all these, it's like, well, my Klon's only $64. It's like, that's great. Like,
I got
awesome.
another Wish Klon. I think that's what this is. This is a Wish Klon.
Is it wish.com?
Yeah, wish.com. So we'll just use your silver Klon for the purposes of this shootout.
Yeah.
So we got the OG Klon. The next in our lineup, this will be pedal 2. This is the StewMac Ghost Drive, which is a pedal that you assemble yourself.
So you made that.
Yep.
How long did it take you?
12 minutes.
For real?
Yeah.
Holy
Super
smokes.
simple.
That's really cool.
We have the Wish Klon.
The baby.
Make-A-Wish Foundation Klon. And I don't know where I got this, to be honest with you. I think it is from wish.com. This one is another fucking Klon clone. That's the name of it. From Acorn Amplifiers.
AFKK.
Yeah, they're a highly self-aware company, them. So we have Not a Klon up next from JHS Pedals. Another
You made it, right?
build your own Klon.
How long did that take you?
It's about 14 minutes. But I was really interested in the switch.
We're gonna gotta go through all that. Yeah.
Finally, the Wampler, Tumnus, which is a different presentation. The newer version of this pedal looks different. This one is a really great pedal. I've had this one for almost 10 years.
Now, when I think I've heard of that pedal a ton. People that tell me, oh, they have a clone, they'll say, I have a Tumnus, or I've heard, we don't have one here, but an Archer.
Yep.
I've heard Archer was
J-Rocket Audio.
J-Rocket Audio. I've heard those are amazing. I saw those one time at a NAMM show, I think, and I was looking at them, and I was just kind of studying them, and the guy looked at me, he's like, you good, dude? Like the J Rocket guy?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm great, dude. And that was at the end of our conversation. I just felt weird. I was like, I don't know what else to say.
J-Rocket, short and sweet. So we will find out just if any of these clones can hold up to the original, never been done before. Whether or not you have a clone, what it does to your playing, we'll see if that can actually translate. So we'll start with the OG here, and I'm gonna put everything as far as gain goes around 3 o'clock. Cool.
Nice, dude. What are your thoughts?
As we move through these pedals, I have all the knobs about equal. As we know, there are some slight discrepancies with where pedal manufacturers choose to put their 5 volume versus another one.
Right.
But that was about close as far as volume and everything. I feel like some need a little bit more gain to truly activate. So at a lower gain level, you can hear the character of the pedals more, I think. So the ones that didn't have the strongest character at that gain level, I think, could bode for how they perform, but I could be wrong about that. Maybe they just don't have the right sweet spots dialed in yet.
I agree with that. Underneath the fingers, okay, I know what the silver feels like, of course. The Stu Mac, you came up on that a little bit. It needed it. The Wish.com, pretty good. That Acorn, the right term isn't, it's dirtier, but like it was already starting to break up. The Nauticlon, when you clicked between the Acorn and the Nauticlon, it was a lot cleaner, and in its way, it was still super punctual, but it was cleaner. And then the Tumnus, that one just had like a really nice...
That one I almost thought the Klon was on.
Yeah.
I almost thought the Klon was on.
Was the Klon on? That Tumnus was very good. Out of that, as a player, I would say my 2 favorites were the Acorn, because it was already giving me more than I was asking for. So I was like, oh, hey, how you doing? And the Tumnus.
Okay, now we're gonna go to sweet spot. Now, I don't think any of these pedals have little sweet spots on them like your OG one clearly does. But the sweet spot's somewhere between 2 and 230. Let's hit the bass boost on this one. Bass boost on that one. Oh, what's that? Okay.
They all sound pretty good.
Right. Different strokes for different folks.
I feel like, though, the Ghost Drive, the Wish, and even the Acorn, they start to sound like a different pedal a little bit.
Yeah, right around this sweet spot search, we start to reveal the true nature of each of these pedals, because that's, as we laid out, that's where the Klon shines, is this type of gain stage. So this is not necessarily, like you said, a bad sound coming out of any of these pedals, but not a Klon clone.
Not a Klon clone?
These
clone?
Ghost Drive, Wish, and Acorn, great sounds, not quite measuring up nearly as well. The Nauticlon, I think, was doing okay, but when we kicked on that switch, it became sort of a different pedal.
Yes.
The Tumnus, I think, overall is the best so far.
The Tumnus, and what's funny is it's 1/5 size.
Yeah, it's just a little guy. It's just a little fawn.
It's just a fawn.
Centaurling.
Yeah, it's what do you call a mini centaur?
He's only got 2 legs. He
Little
doesn't even
centaurling.
he hasn't grown his ass yet.
That's the thing, and this is no slight on any of this stuff.
No.
But when you clicked in those 3 on the bottom here, Ghost Drive, the Wish, and the Acorn, I started to get the feeling that it started to go somewhere else, like vocally, if that makes sense.
Yes.
With the Centaur, the original, as you push the gain up, if you start that thing again, the original, and put the gain all the way up, raise it lower. That to me feels like the same pedal just being turned down. I felt like with some of these Ghost Drive, these ones, once you started to get the certain threshold, it's like it lost.
And that's an amp thing. Ideally, the way you describe your perfect amp is it sounds good at any stage. Sometimes there's amps where you turn it up, it's a sweet spot, then attenuators made that possible to do it at a reasonable decibel level. But and good amps will sound good cleaned up or pushed. Good amps also have really great sweet spots.
100%.
So this is, again, it's almost an amplifier in itself.
Let's remember where we're starting.
Can't reiterate it enough. So now for fun, we'll turn the gain all the way up.
Yes. Do it.
We haven't really dabbled. There's a treble knob on all of these, which could activate certain frequencies in these. But for the sense of shootout, it's really more about the gain situation. The treble being neutral, I think, is an accurate way to display these. So we'll go gain maxed out.
Max of gains.
Let's go, baby. This is always my favorite thing to do.
Let's go!
Turn the knobs all the way up. All right. Gains.
Okay.
Gains are maxed. We'll start with the OG. Kabam.
Hit that OG one more time. What are your thoughts?
Well, the ones that weren't quite impressing me in all other stages of this shootout were sort of the standouts. When you turn the gain all the way up, it's almost like that's the best version of them, again, into this clean platform. This is surprising to me, actually. I didn't really like the tumness as much in that state. Or is it possible to get some sort of fatigue? I felt the Wish.com kind of, we both looked at each other and we're like,
the Wish thing, all of a sudden it was just like, it just like opened it up.
The wish came true.
Yeah, our wishes finally came true at full gain.
The way to run the Wish Klon is to
Turn it
turn
all
the
the way
gain
up.
all the way up.
The original sounded great. You could tell it was being pushed as far as it could go. Ghost Drive was okay. It didn't retain a lot of the, at least when I was playing, it didn't feel like it was retaining a lot of the clarity. Wish had a shit ton more treble. It had a lot more like of that high-end thing. The Acorn kind of started to almost like have like a mid scoop to it.
I've felt that the Acorn is by far the most modern sounding and the most agreeable, I would say, to a modern guitarist.
Yeah, I think that Acorn is really ticking the boxes for like, if you wanted to get a Klon clone that probably sits amazing in a rig, that'd probably be it.
At least it's another one.
Well, it's another fucking Klon clone. The Nauticlon sounded pretty good.
Yep.
I think that had a really good...
It's a nice foundation.
Yeah, no, I had no complaints on that. I still am trying to think, is that like a regular and then a bass boost? Is that what that is?
It was a volume boost, and it's over near the volume, which is in the wrong spot, as we've said.
Yes.
So perhaps some sort of instruction manual reading would reveal.
Yeah.
But to my ear, it boosted the volume and maybe some sort of bass.
Let me hit it one more time.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. So negative, meaning off, I guess.
Dang. That plus...
It's like a boost.
It's like a boost, dude.
Boost of all things.
It's like a Klon boost. Remember where we start. The fact that all these pedals are doing what they're doing to me is very impressive.
So that's your Marshall clean sound. Clean.
Clean, yeah. I love that. Oh, what's your clean sound, bro? Sounds great.
So traditional.
The Spot.
Demonstrate how you might, because this is maybe an amp platform that you would more normally have
for
when
sure.
when you're playing your own music. So how would you interact with the amp in the Klon in this way?
Okay, so here's this is what I would do. Instinctively, I would... So that to me, it feels a little bit on the bright side. Instead of touching the amp, I would take that treble and put it down to about 11 o'clock, if you would do that, kind sir. Just to cut off a little bit of that top end, and then I would put my gain at about 12 o'clock. Take the treble down a hair more. And then I would just rock my absolute guts out, but I would use my I'd use my volume knob. See, the way that I like to play, especially with the Klon, it's so user-friendly that I can use everything that's on the guitar. Now, if I'm going, if I want to lighten it up, if I put that volume at about 6.5. Then if I want to raise it up, now I'm at 10. Enough clarity. If I want to hit a riff on the bottom end. But then also, if it's already still too much, I can back off on my guitar a little bit on that. Set it and forget it.
And just so we can understand what not to do with a Klon, we'll push the preamp up and just see how useless this is.
I guess if you were like wanting to cut something in a studio or something, you're like, dude, I want like the craziest sound I can get.
Yeah.
You could do something like that, but I think that when you get there, you're basically taking a really great thing and just giving way too much of it.
Yep.
What's the amp sound like when you had it right there? Was that where you were at just before? So like right there, that amp is like perfectly opening up. I'd put that Klon at about 11 o'clock gain. Just... Then you can play all your... Yeah, see, that's the shit, my friends, right there. That is what I like.
That's the good stuff.
That's the good stuff.
So what did we learn about these Klon clones, about the Klon in general? Have you gathered any new information for your vault, or have you simply reaffirmed everything you thought you knew about the Klon Centaur?
What I do know is that you don't need a real McCoy Klon Centaur to get there.
These were all satisfying sounds.
These were all satisfying sounds. And honestly, when you're playing with, let's say you're playing in a track, like at home, or you're jamming with a drummer or a bass player, or you're on stage, all of these pedals are going to get you there. They're going to get that sound, because that, I always say, like, that last 5% is just really something that's like, it can get lost in translation very easily. So to all the naysayers, I agree with you. I don't think that you need a Klon Centaur.
We fight hate with love.
Yes, I will fight your hate with my love. But with that being said, I still think that that OG Klon, for what it is exceptional in every way possible, and it is an absolute Swiss Army knife of a tool as an overdrive pedal. You know,
As a player, we look at these things, you know, fondly as collectible things, but also these are tools.
Oh, yeah.
And this is a highly sophisticated tool that you use on the daily, as far as I'm concerned. Like, this is a tool that you have to have working for you, and you rely on it for so many things, and it's important to you. So that's what gives it value beyond the monetary or the exclusivity. It's just something that you can rely on, and it's a time-tested object.
and yeah, 100%. And also, man, like, I don't think it can be beat. There can be variations of it.
You can let us know if you thought any of these pedals matched it.
Yeah.
I thought they all did a great job at certain points. But the point is, the Klon Centaur seems to be the standard that we never were like, that didn't sound as good.
And not only that, but it's like, if you take away all the price of what it is and the lore and everything, it's like, that's Granddaddy. And those are all the little offshoots of Granddaddy. But it's
Those
like,
are Granddaddy's little babies.
yeah, but the Granddaddy knows. I don't think there will ever be another overdrive pedal that's going to hit the market that people are going to go, whoa, this just changed the game.
That's
Like
a challenge to all of our pedal manufacturer friends.
100%, because take all of these, you know, overdrives and distortions and fuzzes. It's like, is there anywhere left to go? I'm sure there is, but I haven't seen it yet. So like, that was probably the last, to me, besides, you know, you like your Tube Screamers, and I don't even, not going into Fuzz Face and Big Muff and all that, but it's like, that set a standard that I don't think has been beat yet.
It's all about the artwork. That's what I think.
Dude, plus it's a weapon. At a show, if somebody wants to come at me, dude, I could pick up that brick of a pedal and just chuck it.
Bash somebody in the head with it.
Also, it should be said that that pedal has been around the world with me probably 15 times.
The enclosure's no joke.
Yes. And that thing is tough. I've spilt beer and sweat all over it. And like, that thing's been through the ringer. So the quality is good.
So let us know what you think about the Klon in general. Let us know your thoughts on this comparison, this shootout, and whether or not you're going to try and finance one. I'd really like to continue to see that market thrive on the old Klon marketplace.
Dude, one last thing. Here in Nashville, this was about 6 months ago. I was out of town. My friend hit me up. Is this a good deal? And it was a Klon, $3,000, a silver. And the guy was going to pick up in East Nashville today only.
What?
Somebody needed some money.
Dude, let's go. good, man.
Yeah, dude, we got it. Dude, your Klon sounds fucking amazing too, though.
They got their own things.
You gonna keep it?
Yeah, at least until everything goes wrong.